Quiz Champions, challenged by Quiz Champions on Eggheads later at 6. Right now on BBC Two, you'll hold their nerve.
Here are today's team of 9 contestants preparing for the show. Only one of them will go home with the prize money of up to £10,000. The others will leave with nothing, as their teammates vote them the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 9 people in the studio here today could win up to £10,000. They don't know each other. However, if they want the prize money, they'll have to work as a team. But 8 of them will leave with nothing. As round by round, we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Andy, I'm 28, I'm a Sports Development Officer from Cheltenham.
I'm Pat, I'm 43, a housewife from Kent.
I'm Mel, 58 years old, in the print and design business from New Barnet in Hertfordshire.
I'm Nicola, I'm 27 and I'm a health development worker from Swansea.
I'm Phil, I'm 42, I'm an environmental consultant from Staffordshire.
I'm Tracy, I'm 31, I'm a training consultant from Ormskirk in Lancashire.
I'm Kassam, a 22-year-old student from Hatfield.
I'm Pauline, I'm 48, from Hatch End in Middlesex, and I'm in customer services.
I'm Frank, I'm 72, I'm from Durham, now living in Dundee, and I'm a retired sailor.
Now the rules. In each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £1,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and you lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be taken forward. In round 1, there are 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Andy. Let's play the weakest link. The first question is for £20. Start the clock. Andy, choppers, ivories and fangs are all slang terms for which part of the body?
Teeth.
Correct. Pat, complete the title of this novel by E. Nesbit, published in 1906. The Railway what?
Children.
Correct. Mel, sodium chloride is commonly known as what?
Salt.
Correct. Nicola, in theatre, what D is a female character usually played by a man in English pantomime?
A dame.
Correct.
Bank.
Phil, in Greek mythology, King Midas turned everything he touched into what?
Gold.
Correct. Tracy, which South African archbishop was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984?
Desmond Tutu.
Correct. Kassam, the female of which animal is known as a nanny?
Goat.
Correct. Pauline, in sport, what name is given to the propulsion of a boat by oars?
Pass.
Rowing. Frank, in darts, do you pick up penalty points if you miss the board?
No.
Correct. Andy, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers and Deuteronomy are the first 5 books of what?
The Old Testament.
Correct, the Bible. Pat, in the TV game show 3-2-1, what was the name of the rubbish bin presented as a booby prize?
Dusty bin.
Correct. Mel,
Bank.
in computing, for what do the letters PC stand?
Personal computer.
Correct. Nicola, complete the title of the following 1972 film starring Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider. Last what in Paris?
Tango.
Correct. Phil, which T is a large state of the USA lying between Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana and the Gulf of Mexico?
Texas.
Correct. Tracy,
Bank.
in the human body, what allergy is caused by the pollen of grasses, trees and other plants?
Hay fever.
Correct. Kassam, which singer made her film debut in The Bodyguard?
Whitney Houston.
Correct. Pauline, in literature, Horatio is a character in which Shakespeare tragedy beginning with H?
Pass.
Hamlet. Frank, in sport, are table tennis and ping pong the same game?
Yes.
Correct. Andy, in nature, how many years does a beech tree take to mature? 50 or 120?
120.
Correct. Pat.
Bank.
Which children's fantasy story by Kenneth Grahame about animals in English countryside was published in 1908?
Watership Down.
The Wind in the Willows. Mel, which animal has the longer life expectancy? The gorilla or the giraffe?
Gorilla.
Correct. Nicola, in Christian theology, how many deadly sins are there usually said to be?
7.
Correct. Phil, in cartoons, Woodstock has a friend and confidant called what?
Snoopy.
Correct. Tracy.
Bank.
Which soul singer is known as the Walrus of Love?
Barry White.
Correct. Kassam, in fashion, what H is a weave pattern which resembles the skeletal structure of a type of fish?
Pass.
Herringbone. Pauline, in
Bank.
what board and tile game do players compete by forming words with lettered tiles on a board with 225 squares?
Scrabble.
Correct. Frank, in which series of films did Gene Hackman play supervillain Lex Luthor?
Pass.
Superman. Andy, in cricket, what is the name of the trophy played for in the...
Ashes.
Time is up. That was the correct answer, the Ashes, but it was out of time. You only had 5 questions wrong, but of the £1,000 available, you won just 550. Let me remind you that as the game progresses, the time gets shorter. You cannot afford anyone who is already looking worryingly slow under pressure. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The statistics show that Phil is the strongest link in this round. The weakest link is Pauline, who is the only player to answer most of her questions incorrectly. But so early in the game, will the team have picked up on this?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Pauline.
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 Frank.
Pat.
Pauline.
Pat, what do you do?
I'm a housewife.
Right. Do you need to be able to read for that?
Occasionally.
Right. Not occasionally enough, perhaps. You don't
No.
know the difference between Watership Down and Wind in the Willows?
No.
Why Pauline?
I don't think she got any right.
Right. She did get one right.
Oh, did she? Sorry.
Frank, never heard of Superman?
I have, but I can't remember the cast.
Right. Why Pauline?
Because of the long hesitation.
Right. Pauline, you work in customer service, do you?
I do.
Not a lot of discussion of Shakespeare there.
No, none at all.
Right. Well, back you're going to customer service. Statistically, you were the weakest link.
My worst nightmare.
No, I think it's the team's worst nightmare. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, I feel absolutely gutted, really. The only thing I didn't want to do was be voted off first, and I have been. So I'm upset about that, really. I think Pat will be voted off next because she's probably a little bit nervous, like I was, and she hesitated a bit.
Round 2, and you've won £550 so far out of the possible 1,000 you could have won by now. 8 of you left. We have dispensed with Pauline from customer services. We are taking 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Phil. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Phil, in religion, what P is the name given to a sacred poem or song of praise?
Psalm.
Correct. Tracy, at a roundabout on a road in the UK, do you normally give priority to cars approaching from the left or the right?
From the right.
Correct. Kassam, in TV, what was the spin-off show of The $6 Million Man starring Lindsay Wagner as Jamie Summers?
$6 Million Woman.
The Bionic Woman. Frank, in the animal kingdom, what P is the name given to an animal that kills and eats other animals?
Predator.
Correct. Andy, if a rambler covers 12 miles cross-country in 3 hours, what is his average speed in miles per hour?
20 miles an hour.
4. Pat, if somebody earns £20,000 PA, for what do the letters PA stand?
Per annum.
Correct. Mel, in the song Waltzing Matilda, is a jumbuck a sheep or a kangaroo?
Kangaroo.
A sheep. Nicola, which Australian supermodel appeared in the TV comedy series Friends as Joey's flatmate?
Claudia Schiffer.
Elle Macpherson. Phil, in the human body, what M is the name for an acute recurring headache?
Migraine.
Correct. Tracy, is immigration or emigration the departure of persons from one country to settle permanently in another?
Emigration.
Correct. Kassam, what item of clothing formerly used solely as vests became standard issue in 1942 in the US Navy?
Pass.
T-shirt. Frank, complete the title of this poem by Tennyson, first published in 1855. The Charge of the...
Light Brigade.
Correct. Andy, in the animal kingdom, which has the shortest snout, the crocodile or the alligator?
The crocodile.
Alligator.
Thanks.
Pat, what G is the desert you would have to cross to travel from Mongolia to China?
Gobi.
Correct. Mel, in ancient Greece, were Kouroi standing statues of male or female nudes?
Female.
Male. Nicola, in food, is the bannock a traditional cake originating from Scotland or Ireland?
Scotland.
Correct. Phil, which mostly yellow or white spring flowers are also known as trumpet narcissi?
Tulips.
Daffodils. Tracy, in nature, what tea spiny-leaved plants belong to the same family as the sunflower, often with purple flowers?
Tiger lilies.
Thistles. Kassam, in science, what C are used to speed up chemical reactions?
Pass.
Catalysts. Frank, what ghost-eating character was a popular arcade game during the 1980s?
Pass.
Pac-Man. Andy, which British actor played Rodney Trott in the TV comedy series Only Fools and Horses?
Nicholas Lyndhurst.
Correct. Cat, what T is the county town of Somerset?
Tiverton.
Taunton. Mel, in maths, what is 351 minus 123?
No, pass.
228. Nicola, in geography, is the island of Mull. Time is up, and after all that work, you banked an embarrassing £20. You're all rubbish, but which one is more rubbish than the rest? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In this disastrous round, the only player to bank any money for the team was Pat, so she is the strongest link. Having lost the team the most money, Kassam is the weakest link. But who will lose out when it comes to the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Kassam.
Mel.
Kassan.
Kassam.
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 Frank.
Mel.
Andy, what are your hobbies?
Sport.
Any particular sport?
A bit of everything. Rugby, basketball.
Yeah, not rambling, presumably.
No, not rambling.
No, because you seem to think you can ramble at 20 miles an hour. Why Kassam?
I don't believe he had one right.
Right. Tracy, do they not have any flowers in Ormskirk?
They do, but not those type, I'm
Really?
sure.
Why Kassam?
Because he didn't get any questions right.
Right. Did you leave your brains at home, Kassam?
I must have, yeah.
Yeah, well, statistically you were the worst player. With 5 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Being an engineer, I should have really got the catalyst question right. I'll do it on a day-to-day basis, but it just didn't come into my mind. 9 times out of 10, I would have got that right. I think for the good of the team, Frank should go next because he's delaying, hesitating, and he's got quite a few answers wrong. I don't think he's up with modern culture that much.
Round 3, you could have won £2,000 by now. In fact, you have in the kitty an embarrassing £570. You are down to 7 players. We are taking another 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Pat. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Pat, in film, which Charlie's Angels actress starred in E.T. as a child?
Pass.
Drew Barrymore. Mel, in politics, did Tony Blair attend public school or a state-run school?
State-run school.
Public school. Nicola, in tennis, what name is given to a serve that the opponent cannot return?
An ace.
Correct. Phil, in the animal kingdom, what type of animal is a rat tail, a fish, insect or rodent?
Fish.
Correct. Tracy,
Bank.
in 1984, James Fix, author of the book The Complete Guide to Running, died aged 52 doing what?
Running.
Correct. Frank, which word can describe both a small child and a small drink of whiskey?
A nip.
A tot. Andy, the Vatican City is an independent state in Rome under the absolute authority of whom?
The Pope.
Correct. Pat, with which sport would you associate Imran Khan?
Cricket.
Correct. Mel, in physics, what V is a term used to describe the rate of motion of an object in a given direction?
Velocity.
Correct. Nicola,
Bank.
in which game do players flick small round plastic counters at a target?
Tiddlywinks.
Correct. Phil, Which South American freshwater fish are attracted to the smell of blood and can reduce even a large mammal to a skeleton in a short time?
Piranha.
Correct, Tracy. In religion, what B means the insult or defamation of God by spoken or written word?
Pass.
Blasphemy. Frank, in art, did writing parchment originally come from an animal or a plant?
A plant.
An animal. Andy, in the human body, what C are extremely narrow blood vessels that form networks in most tissues?
Capillaries.
Capillaries. Pat, how many films are there in Francis Ford Coppola's Godfather series?
3.
Correct. Mel, in TV, who played the character of Eccles on The Goon Show?
Pass.
Spike Milligan. Nicola, what D is the Aboriginal name for a droning tubular wind instrument?
Didgeridoo.
Correct. Phil, Tara Street and Connolly railway stations are situated in which Irish city?
Dublin.
Correct. Tracy.
Bank.
In 1994, according to the auction house which sold it, did a saxophone signed by President Clinton sell for £22,000 or £2,000?
2,000.
22,000. Frank, who was the curly-haired lead guitarist in the legendary British rock band Queen?
Pass.
Brian May. Andy, in food, what name is given to the clarified butter used in Indian cookery?
Pass.
G. Pat, which large male opera singer was born at Modena, Italy in 1935?
Pavarotti.
Correct. Mel. Which B is a spa and resort in the Peak District of Derbyshire, famous for its mineral waters first used by the Romans?
Paxton.
Correct. Nicola.
Bank.
In music, how old was Michael Jackson when he had his first solo British top 10 hit with Got to... Time is up, and another pitiful round where you banked only £250. Who is costing you a great deal of money? Who is breaking all the chains? One of you is about to leave, deservedly, with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The only player to answer all of her questions correctly was Nicola, so she is the strongest link. Having answered all of his questions incorrectly and losing the team money, Frank is this round's weakest link. But will the votes follow the facts?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Frank.
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 Andy.
How's it going for you, Nicola?
Okay. Not bad.
Don't like Frank?
Oh, it's not that I don't like him, it's just that he didn't answer the questions right and lost us money, so...
Mel. Why Frank?
I remember Frank, I don't think Frank got any right.
Right. Frank. Not a great follower of 80s rock bands.
No.
No. Well, it's cost you. Statistically, you were the worst player, and with 6 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
The walk of shame at the end is really disheartening, I think, is the word. It's a thing that when you come, you don't expect to be doing. But if you're the weakest link, you just have to take it. I think in the next round, most likely it would be Andy, because I think Andy did nearly as bad as I did in the last round.
Round 4, £820 banked so far out of potential prize money of £3,000. There are 6 of you left. We are taking another 10 seconds off the clock. You now have only 2.5 minutes. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Nicola. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Nicola, in space exploration, Venera sent back the first close-up photos of which planet in 1975?
Uranus.
Venus. Phil, in sport, who in 1991 became the youngest ever female player to win the Australian Open?
Pass.
Monica Seles. Tracy, in human biology, what eye is the process by which food is taken into the alimentary canal?
Pass.
Ingestion. Andy, according to custom, if the weather is cold on the 11th of November, Martinmas Day, will the winter be good or bad?
It'll be good.
Correct. Pat, in the UK, which motorway connects London with South Wales?
M4.
Correct. Mel.
Bank.
In 1963, was the first woman in space a Soviet cosmonaut or an American astronaut?
Yes, a Soviet.
Correct. Nicola. What P is a seabird with a multicoloured bill whose meat is eaten in Iceland and the Faroe Islands?
Pass.
Puffin. Phil, according to the proverb, which men tell no tales?
Dead men.
Correct. Tracy, what is the name of the 1960s US TV sitcom about a housewife who can do witchcraft with the twitch of her nose?
Bewitched.
Correct. Andy, in geology, what T is the name given to the study of the major structural features of the Earth's crust and the processes by which they are constructed?
Pass.
Tectonics. Pat, in pop music, Charlene Spiteri is the lead singer in which Scottish band?
Texas.
Correct. Mel.
Bank.
In Jordan, is the head of a state a monarch, president or prime minister?
Monarch.
Correct. Nicola, what fruit contains hundreds of seeds packed in compartments separated by bitter cream-coloured membranes?
A passion fruit.
A pomegranate. Phil, in science, what name is given to the process of industrial and household waste so that it can be reused?
No, pass.
Recycling. Tracy, in which decade did Vidal Sassoon open his first hair salon?
The 70s.
50s. Andy, which theatrical night was dubbed the Great Gambon by Sir Ralph Richardson?
Pass.
Michael Gambon. Pat, in modern literature, in which African country is Alan Paton's Cry the Beloved Country set?
Kenya.
South Africa. Mel, what G did Oliver F. Winchester manufacture from the 19th century onwards?
Guns.
Correct. Nicola, in Greek mythology, Gaia is the personification of which planet?
Saturn.
Earth. Phil, what T is the part of an insect's body that usually accommodates the legs and the wings?
Thorax.
Correct. Tracy,
Bank.
which Richie Valens song was also the title of a 1987 film about his life? Time is up. Another disastrous round where you banked only £90. Who is very definitely the worst player? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
With the most correct answers, Mel is the strongest link in this round. In a reversal of fortune, Nicola has gone from being the strongest link in the previous round to the weakest link. Will her previous success save her from the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Nicola.
Phil.
Andy.
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 Nicola.
Phil, remind us again what you do.
I'm an environmental consultant.
Never heard of recycling?
Yes, I have.
Why Andy?
I think you got more wrong than I did.
Mel, why Andy?
I think Andy got at least 2 wrong, maybe 3.
Right. But Andy wasn't the weakest link, was he, Nicola?
No, it was me.
How many questions did you get right, Nicola?
0.
Right. Well, statistically, you were, of course, the worst player. But it's votes that count. Andy, with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Bye.
I feel cheated to be voted off in that round. It's disgraceful. I clearly wasn't the weakest link. Nicola was, so I think that's a bit unfair. The team have gelled, but unfortunately the team collectively are very poor. There's certainly not going to be much money up for grabs, so I don't think anyone's going to be celebrating too much tonight.
Round 5, your total is an abysmal £910 so far. If you'd hit your targets, it would be £4,000. There are 5 players left. You got rid of the woman from customer services, the student, the sports development officer. You've still got the environmental expert who hasn't heard of recycling. Another 10 seconds is coming off the time. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Mel. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Mel, does the Appalachian Trail cross the eastern or western states of America?
The western.
Eastern. Nicola, in biology, all cells contain a cell membrane, cytoplasm. And what N?
A nucleus.
Correct. Phil, who killed Duncan, the King of Scots, in 1040 at the Battle of Bothnagowan?
Macbeth.
Correct. Tracy, which modern city was built on the site of Egypt's ancient capital of Thebes, Cairo or Luxor?
Cairo.
Luxor. Pat, which Scottish chemist invented waterproof cloth in 1823?
Dunlop.
Macintosh. Mel, in the year 2000 motor racing season, what was the maximum engine capacity of a Formula One car, 2,000 or 3,000?
3,000.
Correct. Nicola, in music, what instrument takes the form of a set of tuned metal cylinders struck with a mallet?
A xylophone.
Tubular bells. Phil. The film Maybe Babies, starring Hugh Laurie and Jolie Richardson, was written and directed by which British comedian and writer?
Stephen Fry.
Ben Elton. Tracy. To which rubber-faced US actor and comedian was Lauren Holly briefly married in 1996?
Jim Carrey.
Correct, Pat. In geography, which islands in the South Pacific are known as the Friendly Islands? Tonga, the Cook Islands, or French Polynesia?
French Polynesia.
Tonga. Mel. In which country was former England football international John Barnes born?
Jamaica.
Correct. Nicola.
Bank.
In the TV sitcom Allo Allo, who starred as Renee, the French cafe owner?
Gordon Kay.
Correct. Phil.
Bank.
In the UK, Dame Stella Rimington has been the only female director of which organisation?
MI5.
Correct. Tracy.
Bank.
Which pop band released the hit album Ocean Drive in 1996?
Ocean colour theme.
The Lighthouse Family. Pat. The Romanian flag has stripes of red, yellow and which other colour?
White.
Blue. Mel. In nature, which species of ornamental British tree with the Latin name Malus has small, sour but edible apples that can be made into jam?
Pass.
Crab apple. Nicola, what kind of racing tracks would you find at Wimbledon, Catford and Reading?
Horse racing.
Greyhound. Phil, in music, what O is a distance of 8 notes as measured on the white notes of a piano keyboard?
Octave.
Correct. Tracy, in
Bank.
literature, which Charles Dickens novel features the characters Jonas? Time is up, and again, a spectacularly bad round. You banked a pathetic £100. I urge you to rid yourself of the dunce. Ditch the dimwit. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Phil is the strongest link for the second time in the game. Pat is the weakest link, having answered all of her questions incorrectly. Will the other players have picked up on this?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Nicola.
Pat.
Tracy.
Pat.
Pat. Tracy, one of your hobbies is concerts and bands. You've never heard of the Lighthouse Family?
I have, but I don't like them very much.
Right. And travel's another of your hobbies. Is that just round Ormskirk?
No, all over the place.
Right. Why Pat?
I believe she got all her questions wrong.
Right. Unlike you, has only got 2 of your questions wrong.
It's less than Pat got wrong.
Mel, how's it going for you?
Semi-struggling.
Why Pat?
I think Pat was the worst of a bad bunch.
Were you the worst of a bad bunch, Pat?
Yes. Well, actually, I don't think I was the worst.
Do the answers yes?
Yes, all right then, yes.
Yeah. Statistically, you were the worst of a bad bunch. And with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I feel a bit disappointed, but I'm not too unhappy because I thought the team was rubbish anyway. I couldn't bank anything because people kept breaking the chain. I can't tell you who will go on to win the game because I don't think any of them are any good.
Round 6, you've won £1,010. If you'd been wide awake, you could have won £5,000 by now. There are 4 of you left. We are cutting another 10 seconds from your time. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Phil. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Phil, name the 1970s UK TV sitcom which was written by Carla Lane and Myra Taylor about 2 girls living together in Liverpool.
Liverbirds.
Correct. Tracy, by what other name is Herman Melville's 1851 book The Whale better known?
Jaws.
Moby Dick. Mel, which famous World War II US general was portrayed by George C. Scott in a 1970 film?
Pass.
Patton. Nicola, in science, the alloy containing 92.5 parts silver and 7.5 parts copper is known as what kind of silver?
Sterling silver.
Correct. Phil, what L is the fluid which surrounds the tissues of an organism and removes bacteria from tissues? Lymph. Tracy, in children's literature, which author created the character of Bagheera in a book published in 1894?
Pass.
Rudyard Kipling. Mel, what is the smallest and most densely populated country in Latin America?
Peru.
El Salvador. Nicola, which Irish author wrote the novels The Commitments, The Snapper and The Van?
Pass.
Roddy Doyle. Phil, in which year of the 90s was the divorce between Prince Charles and Princess Diana made absolute?
93.
96. Tracy. In sport, Muhammad Ali's 1970 fight against Joe Frazier in the Philippines is commonly referred to by what nickname? The Thriller in where?
At the East.
The Thriller in Manila. Mel. Nicholas Salt was a marshal of which country during the Napoleonic Wars?
France.
Correct. Nicola. Which of the Indiana Jones films has an opening sequence in which Dr. Jones outruns a huge boulder?
And the Temple of Doom.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Phil, in which decade was actress Glenn Close born?
40s.
Correct. Tracy.
Bank.
In geography, the Timor Sea is on the northwestern coast of which continent?
Africa.
Australasia. Mel, in 1963, Jack Ruby shot which alleged assassin of John F. Kennedy?
Sirhan.
Lee Harvey Oswald. Nicola. A wedgie is a nickname for an inhabitant of which Scottish city?
Glasgow.
Correct.
Bank.
Phil. If a family of 4... Time is up. You answered just 5 questions correctly, and you put into the kitty £40. Who shouldn't be here anymore if indeed they should have bothered to turn up today at all? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the third time in the game, Phil is the strongest link. The weakest link in this round is Tracy, as she gave 4 incorrect answers. Will the voting reflect reality?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Tracy.
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 Mel.
How do you think you did that round, Mel?
Bad. Very bad.
Even very, very, very bad. Why Tracy?
Well, I think Tracy was as bad or almost as bad as me, but I can't vote for myself,
Right.
so I vote for Tracy.
Hard as it is to believe, she was actually slightly worse than you.
Oh.
Nicola, why Tracy?
She had too many questions wrong, so there wasn't a lot of choice really.
Phil, we've tapped another area of the environment you know absolutely nothing about. Biology. You didn't bother with that, did you, when you took your degree?
No.
Tracy, you don't know the difference between whales and sharks. You don't know the difference between Africa and Australia. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I felt really bad that my name was on so many boards, especially as I'd got down to sort of the last 4 rounds. But it was my own fault. I got all the questions wrong, but I'm still very angry about having to come off. I think either Mel or Nicola will go off next. There's not much in it between them. They've had equally bad rounds and occasionally they've had the odd good round.
Round 7. You have in the kitty £1,050 out of a possible 6,000 you could have won by now. 3 of you left. Another 10 seconds off the clock. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Phil. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Phil, in football, of which club was Peter Taylor the manager when put in temporary charge of England in October 2000?
Leicester.
Leicester City. I'll accept Leicester. Mel, which architect designed London's Regent Street?
Nash.
John Nash. Correct. Nicola, in medicine, a glucose tolerance test is used to diagnose which disease?
Diabetes.
Correct. Phil.
Bank.
According to area, which is the 3rd largest country in the world?
America.
China. Mel, in military history, the Gulf of Tonkin resolution led to a full-scale US involvement in which war in 1964?
Vietnam.
Correct. Nicola, in nature, which is the only species of deer where both sexes have antlers?
Pass.
Reindeer. Phil, in science, alkanes and alkenes are chemical compounds of hydrogen and which other common element?
Oxygen.
Carbon. Mel, in which country is Neanderthal, where a prehistoric skull was discovered in the 1880s?
South Africa.
Germany. Nicola, in theatre, what nationality was stage actor Richard Burbage?
He was English.
Correct. Phil.
Bank.
Which brothers released the song Bye Bye Love in 1957?
Everly.
The Everly Brothers. Correct. Mel, what bee is an Irish fairy who is rarely seen but is recognised by her awful wailing?
What G?
What B?
B. Pass, sorry.
Banshee. Nicola, in nature, the cinnabar, mother shipton, and mottled beauty are all types of which insect?
Bluebottle.
Moth. Phil, which controversial US president was portrayed by Anthony Hopkins in a '95 film?
Nixon.
Correct. Mel, the East African country Kenya was granted its own government in which decade?
60s.
Correct. Nicola, in food, which R is a substance used for curdling milk?
Rennet.
Correct. Phil, which Birmingham football club was originally called Small Heath Alliance when it started in 1875?
Aston Villa.
Birmingham City. Mel, the physicist Albert Einstein was born in which century? The answer is the 19th century, but the time is up, and in that round, you banked £190. Now, in round 8, you get the chance to treble what you bank, and that means in the next round, there's £3,000 to be won. The question is, who needs to be given their marching orders before they do any more damage? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The statistics show that Nicola is the strongest link. Phil's run as strongest link is over, and he has become the weakest link. At this crucial stage in the game, who will survive the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Phil.
Mel.
Mel.
Nicola, why Mel?
I think he had the most questions wrong in that round.
You didn't do very well in that round, did you?
I had some right, some wrong.
Two wrong.
Two wrong.
You did even worse, didn't you, Phil?
Did I?
3 wrong. Tell me, the people that you work for who think you're an environmental consultant, do they know you know nothing about geography, chemistry, sport, biology, never heard of recycling?
Yeah, but they know I know a lot about water voles, which is what they employ me for.
Not your charm, certainly.
No.
Mel, it went from really bad to really, really, really bad. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, it's disappointing to get all that way and be voted out one from the end, because I felt I'd have had a good chance against Nicola or against Phil, because they weren't really very good. I think in a final analysis, Phil will win. He's not going to win a fortune. There's not a big jackpot, I don't think, this time, but he's better than Nicola. She's a bit nervous, and I don't think her general knowledge is that good.
Round 8, there's £1,240 in the bank out of a possible 7,000. Nicola and Phil, just the two of you left, and this time you have only 90 seconds. But whatever you win in this round will be trebled and added to your total to make up your final prize money. So £3,000 is at stake in this round. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Nicola. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Nicola, by what nickname did the general purpose vehicle become known after being introduced in 1940 by the US military?
The Uke.
The Jeep. Phil, which industrial city and US naval port is situated on the Pacific coast of Southern California?
San Francisco.
San Diego. Nicola, in TV, in which year did the BBC host the Eurovision Song Contest in Birmingham?
1998.
Correct. Phil.
Bank.
In which religion is Amrit referred to as the nectar of everlasting life?
Sikhism.
Correct. Nicola, in horse racing, which W describes a race with only one runner?
A one-horse race.
A walkover. Phil, which 1955 Tennessee Williams play features the characters Brick and Maggie?
Pass.
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Nicola, in children's literature, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader was part of a series of fantasy books by which British author?
Charles Dickens.
C.S. Lewis. Phil, which band did Lionel Richie front for over 10 years before launching a solo career in 1982?
It's gone. Pass.
Commodores. Nicola, with which heavy industry would you most associate the American entrepreneur Andrew Carnegie?
Iron.
Steel. Phil, if a diamond ring is advertised at £230, how much would it cost after a 10% reduction?
207.
Correct. Nicola.
Bank.
In which English county is the Snape Maltings Concert Hall now the main venue of the Aldeburgh Music Festival? Time is up. The answer was Suffolk, and in that round, you were consistent at least, and as bad as you've been all the way through. You put into the kitty just £40. We'll treble that and add it to the winnings from the previous rounds. That means prize money today of £1,360. But of course, only one of you can take that money away. You will now be playing against each other head to head. I'll ask alternate questions, best of 5. Whoever answers the most correctly wins. It's as simple as that. If there's a tie after 5, we'll go for sudden death until we have a winner. So, Nicola and Phil for £1,360. Let's play the weakest link. Phil, as the strongest link in the last round, you have the choice of who goes first.
I'll go first.
Phil, in astronomy, the constellation Draco is represented as what kind of mythical beast?
Dragon.
That is the correct answer. Nicola, in pop music, what was the name of the Beatles' own record label?
Apple.
That is the correct answer. Phil, how many road tunnels run under the River Mersey in Liverpool?
2.
That is the correct answer. Nicola, which insect derives its name from its dedication to the Virgin Mary in the Middle Ages?
I have no idea.
The ladybird. Phil, in TV's Fireman Sam, what is the first name of Officer Cridlington?
Charlie.
Correct answer is Elvis. Nicola, in the Roman army, what was the rank of an officer who commanded about 100 men?
A centurion.
That is the correct answer. Phil, by what name is the American actress Lady Hayden Guest better known?
No idea.
Correct answer is Jamie Lee Curtis. Nicola, in the New Testament, what is the name traditionally given to the daughter of Herodias, who danced for the head of John the Baptist?
Salome.
That is the correct answer. Phil, you need to answer this question correctly to stay in the game. According to the title of the Shakespeare play, from which city is Timon?
Verona.
The correct answer is Athens. That means, Nicola, you are today's strongest link and you go away with £1,360. Phil, you leave with nothing. Join us again for the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm really pleased to have won the weakest link. It was a really exciting day. It was really nerve-wracking in the beginning, but I managed to hold my nerve and I'm really pleased that I've got through and won.
Overall, Nicola deserved to win the game. I think she had one bad round and that was it. She was there at the end, she got the question.
Winning this prize money is a real bonus, so I'm going to use it to pamper myself and go on a lovely exotic holiday.
Makes beating the competition calls for quick research when air hunting.
The results are in and the wait is over. Your favourite TV stars from your favourite shows are ready for the most prestigious event in British television. Share the excitement and join us for the British Academy Television Awards.
And the BAFTA goes to...
Sunday at 8 on BBC One and BBC One HD.
The designs are fresh and the colours dazzle. It's showtime. The RHS Chelsea Flower Show continues tonight from 7:30 on BBC One and BBC One HD.